Picture this. You pull up, engine settles, doors shut with that solid thud, and instantly people think you paid way more than you actually did. Not because of loud exhausts or flashy mods, but because the car just feels expensive. That's the part most buyers completely miss. Looking rich isn't about buying new or chasing badges. It's about understanding perception, depreciation, and how people subconsciously connect certain designs, interiors, and driving manners with money. In this video, we're exposing a mental shortcut people fall for every single day. Price equals status. And I'm going to show you how to use it to your advantage. Every car on this list can be bought around 10 grand, yet still triggers the same reaction as a $50,000 luxury car. And stay with me, because the last car is one people laugh at until they sit inside it, and then everything changes.
Number 5 is Audi A8. The Audi A8, especially the D3 and early D4, is one of the clearest examples of true stealth wealth in the entire used car market. When this car was new, it wasn't aspirational, it was established. CEOs, government officials, and executives who didn't need attention were driven around in these. That image never disappeared. Long wheelbase luxury sedans trigger authority in the human brain because they take up visual space, move calmly, and don't look rushed. Add Audi's aluminum space frame, which resists rust and aging better than steel rivals, and suddenly this thing still looks expensive a decade later. Step inside and it's the same story. Real wood, soft touch surfaces everywhere, muted lighting, thick glass, nothing flashy, nothing desperate. Most people have absolutely no idea these now trade for used Civic money, so their brain fills in the price gap for you. Now here's the part smart buyers understand. These cars didn't crash in value, they finished depreciating. The big loss already happened, which means you're buying at the flat part of the curve. Choose wisely, avoid neglected air suspension, stick with well-documented V6 or sorted V8 models, and ownership becomes predictable, not scary. Yes, maintenance matters, but the payoff is massive. You don't look like someone trying to look rich, you look like someone who understands money, timing, and restraint. And that distinction, that's real status.
Number 4 is the Mercedes-Benz W211 E-Class. The Mercedes-Benz W211 E-Class isn't flashy luxury, it's earned respect. This isn't the kind of car influencers pose with, it's the kind professionals quietly drive every day. Doctors, lawyers, executives, business owners, this car lived its life in that world, and people subconsciously remember it. The design plays a huge role here. Clean lines, balanced proportions, conservative styling. Nothing trendy enough to age badly, nothing loud enough to feel insecure. When people see a W211, their brain doesn't register old car. It registers stability, reliability, and long-term success. Step inside, and the psychology gets even stronger. The doors feel heavy, the cabin feels insulated, and everything is built to calm you down, not excite you. Supportive seats, a commanding driving position, and that unmistakable Mercedes sense of structure make you feel in control rather than entertained. And here's the key most buyers miss: familiarity creates trust. The E-Class has decades of trust baked into its image, which means people assume competence before you even step out. At around $10,000, you're not buying speed, screens, or attention. You're buying credibility. And credibility is something most people spend their entire lives trying to earn. Number 3 is the Lexus LS 430, the sleeper king of looking rich. This car doesn't scream for attention, and that's exactly why it works. People subconsciously associate silence, effortless motion, and smoothness with wealth. Loud, flashy cars feel insecure. Quiet, composed cars feel expensive. Step inside and it glides. The suspension isolates, the cabin insulates, and every touch is deliberate. Buttons click just right, leather feels soft yet structured, and the wood trim seems to have been designed to age beautifully for decades.
Anyone who's ever experienced it remembers that calm, commanding sensation, and it's addictive. The LS430's interior is obsessive in its precision. Every control, every surface, every seam communicates intention. The buttons are damped perfectly, the leather wears gracefully without cracking, the wood trim retains its warmth and luster for years. Nothing here shouts, yet everything speaks volumes. And here's the hidden psychological trick most people overlook. Reliability equals intelligence. When someone sees a 15 or 20-year-old LS430 running flawlessly, they aren't just admiring a car, they are admiring the owner's foresight, discipline, and decision-making. That assumption transfers immediately onto how they see you: smart, deliberate, composed, and in control. Owning an LS430 isn't just about transportation, it's a subtle, ongoing demonstration of competence, taste, and long-term thinking. Even decades later, it still delivers that feeling of effortless authority, the kind that makes people notice you without a word being spoken.
Number 2 is the Jaguar XJ, specifically the X350 and X358 with the aluminum body. Jaguar has always been about emotion, and emotion is one of the fastest shortcuts to perceived value. This car doesn't look like anything else on the road, even today. The long hood, elegant roofline, and classic British proportions make it feel hand-tailored in a world flooded with mass-produced SUVs and cookie-cutter sedans. Humans instinctively associate rarity with value, and you simply don't see these everywhere. That rarity alone makes people assume it's expensive and special. Step inside, and the message becomes even clearer. The cabin feels old money, real wood everywhere, traditional design, soft leather, and a sense that time slows down when you're inside. This isn't tech-driven luxury, it's atmosphere-driven luxury. The aluminum construction also matters here. It keeps the car lighter, more composed, and aging better than many steel-bodied rivals from the same era. And here's the part most people misunderstand. Online reliability jokes don't matter in the real world. In real life, perception beats spreadsheets. When someone sees a Jaguar XJ, they don't think about repair forums or ownership costs. They think taste, individuality, and confidence. And taste is one of the strongest signals of wealth there is.
Number 1 is the Porsche Cayenne, first generation, in V6 or V8 form. This is where perception doesn't just bend reality, it overrides it. The Porsche badge carries massive psychological weight, and in today's market, SUVs dominate status culture more than any other vehicle type. Even an early Cayenne still triggers the same instant mental shortcuts: performance, money, exclusivity. Most people have no idea and genuinely don't care that these can now be found near the $10,000 mark. What they see is the crest, the wide stance, the confident proportions, and the way it moves through traffic without trying to impress. Psychologically, SUVs project control, safety, and authority, while Porsche signals achievement, competence, and success. Combine those signals and you get immediate perceived status. The Cayenne never looks like a budget decision, it looks intentional. The driving position is high and commanding, visibility is excellent, and the interior feels purposeful rather than flashy. Thick steering wheel, solid buttons, and a layout that reminds you this was engineered by a sports car brand, not a marketing department. Add in all-wheel drive, a planted stance, and a reputation for real performance, and the image becomes even stronger. Even years later, it communicates that you didn't buy the cheapest option, you bought the right one. And that assumption works in your favor every single time, because people don't judge your balance sheet, they judge your judgment.
Here's the truth most people never learn. Real luxury isn't about impressing everyone, it's about impressing without trying. These cars succeed because they tap into deep psychological shortcuts people make about wealth, intelligence, and success. You're not chasing trends, you're exploiting depreciation and perception. If this video changed the way you think about money and cars, that's exactly the point. Like the video so more people stop overspending to look successful.
Subscribe if you want breakdowns that protect your wallet and your image. And comment below, which one surprised you the most?